Welcome to Watchat, where we chat about watches and other facts of life. This is the latest high beat movement and model from Grand Seiko. It has a heavy price tag. The question is it any good? The SLGH009 is GS' latest creation that comes with a heavy price tag. It's marketed at approximately $10,500 or 43,800 ringgit. A retail that is more expensive than its predecessor. The question is it worth that price tag? For starters, this 44GS is a 55th anniversary limited edition heritage collection that has a blue dial that resembles the 3-ring patterns on the SLGA008 or the SLGH007. However, instead of taking after the 3-ring patterns, Grand Seiko claims that this dial here is inspired by the stars, thereby having the patterns slanted diagonally instead of horizontally. Grand Seiko says that the deeply etched pattern is that of the elliptical orbit of the stars as they move across the heavens, and it captures the serene passage of celestial time with its flowing, unbroken lines. I don't really see it, but the dial is still one of the best, in my humble opinion. In fact, this has one of the deepest textured dial that Grand Seiko or any other brands have made. Be that as it may, I would prefer the blue to be slightly lighter so that the grains can be easily seen. The GS logo on the dial is applied in gold, but the words Grand Seiko are painted on in white. The words above the 6 o'clock marker that says High Beat 36,080 hours are also painted in white, as well as the words below the 6 o'clock marker that says Japan 9SA5-00E0R2. The white date backdrop with black numbering complements the white minute tracks. Like the date window frames, the indices are applied chamfered on 4 sides, with the 12-hour marker having 2 batons instead of 1. The bevel on the batons are polished finish, whilst the front of the baton is engraved with lines. The hour and minute hands that are in steel color are polished on the edges but brushed on the front, whilst the second hand is in gold. The box-shaped sapphire crystal with AR coating is rather flat, sticking out from the bezel. The bezel here is polish finish, nestling within the case, reducing the height of the watch. The case is measured in 40mm in diameter, 11.7mm in thickness, and a lug-to-lug of 47.2mm. The case construct pays homage to the famous 44GS from 1967, whose design was the first ever expression of the uniquely Japanese Grand Seiko style, which ever since has been its visual signature. What's new here is the use of ever-brilliant steel, which is GS' own creation of steel that delivers a new level of durability and has a brilliant white hue that enhances reflection on the alloy. The case shape here has a smart design. This shares similar design cue with the Seiko Sumo SPB103J1. If you've missed my review video on that watch and want to know why is it a smart design, I'll put a link of that video in the description below. The inner parts of the lugs are brush finish, whereas the top part of the lugs and case are polish finish. From the side view, the bottom section is also Zeratsu polished. The middle section here is brush finish, which is also the part that comes into contact the most when it's placed down sideways. The case is beautifully angled and cut with screw holes on the lugs for easy removal of the bracelet. The bracelet here has a beautiful 3-piece solid brush link with the center link having the edge polish. The side of the bracelet is also polished. It has screw pins and a few half links for easy adjustment to fit your wrist. This has the 3-fold clasp with twin push button release. The open case back here showcases GS's brand new movement, the 9SA5 caliber automatic, which has an accuracy of +8 to -1 seconds a day. It's a high beat movement, 36,000 bph, 47 joules, anti-magnetism of up to 4,800 gauss, hacking seconds function, and an 80 hours of power reserve. The limited edition number is engraved on the case back, and this is limited to 550 pieces. The crown is pretty sizable with the GS logo engraved on it. The rotating of the crown is pretty smooth. To adjust the date, there is a quick set date function at position 1. At position 2, the date changes with an instant snap at 12:02 AM. The wearing experience is pretty good. It's at the right size and only weighs at 154 grams. So, is it worth the price hike? Well, it is limited edition. It has the use of the new ever brilliant steel, the new 9S A5 with a more accurate movement and a slightly longer power reserve, and it has that gorgeous looking dial. But does it really deserve a close to a 100% price hike compared to its previous models? I personally think that it is a little too much too soon. However, with all the other luxury watch brands increasing in their price, both on the retail and secondary market, it is difficult for Grand Seiko to not do the same, especially when Grand Seiko knows that they have a niche on their dial design, Zerasu polishing, and their very reliable movement. For years, GS has been underappreciated and under the radar. With this move, GS is definitely taking on the Ivy Leagues by their horns. Watch out, Swiss-made watches. What do you think of their new price hike? Is it worth it? What about this watch? Do you think it's a unicorn? Or would you rather go for their new 5-day spring drive version, the SLGH009? Let us know in the comments below. If you like this kind of video, please like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification icon to support me, and I'll really appreciate it and promise to make more videos like this. Until the next one, thank you for watching.